the major story over the weekend, besides Trump, was Macron, Keir Starmer, and Chancellor Merz were on a train going to see Zelensky to talk about Putin and the war. Guys, everybody saw the video. I want to just really fast. Do you think it was cocaine or not? And if not, give me an explanation really quick. I want a minute each of you guys.
Okay, I was initially skeptical when Patrick Bet-David put up the tweet. I said, that looks like a tissue. And then someone said, well, why does the other guy have a spoon? And I'm like, that's not a spoon, that's a straw. And then I'm thinking, why the hell would the guy have a sippy cup straw on the table? And then why would he cover it up guiltily? Yeah. Why would Macron, I said it was just a snot rag. It's a little embarrassing to have it on the table. Why would he react quite so defensively? It was not a normal reaction from Macron. And then I had someone who has experience in drug...
Me! I'm right here!
A guy named Mark Grobert, Lord Buckley, who does rehab, who used to, by his own admission on Twitter, used to be a coke dealer. He's like, that is what they call a bullet, like you wrap up cocaine in a piece of paper for transportation. And what the other guy had was a nose spoon. They were all guilty and high AF. So I was initially no, now I am, I believe it was. Plus, the news said it was a Russian disinformation campaign.
Okay, then
that's how you know it's true.
Didn't you party in Europe for a little bit?
I never, dude, I'll never do cocaine because I will die the first time.
Saying, but I partied in Europe. And cocaine is everywhere.
Okay,
this doesn't surprise me, you know. And people are so casual about it.
It's cocaine. It's not like it's freaking meth. Still bad.
Well, there's a fentanyl thing.
Jake, what do you think?
No, I think it's. Do I know for sure? No.
Well, none of us
I
do.
don't.
If you had to guess,
do I think it's funnier to think that it was? Yes.
Yes, but hold on. If you had to put money, meaning your own, somebody gave you $1,000.
How many odds? 10 to 1. I would bet on that every day of the week.
Really, 10 to 1?
10 to 1?
I'm 50-50 because I don't trust any of these people. I don't trust them with my life.
It's political theater. Like, it's all like, there's so many things happening now that would never have made sense before.
But now it does. Yeah. But think about Jake. And that, guys, it's the mannerisms of what? He didn't want a tissue in the photo? And by the way, and if that...
Oh, no, it's weird. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
If you watch the whole thing and you break it down analytically, you're like, oh, yeah, it's
we're going to show the... we're going to show the video.
I think I'm at 80. I think I'm at 80 because everything Macron has done is sketchy and weird. Like, he finished top in his class in school, but everybody in his class said that he was the dumbest kid in class.
And Brigitte Macron...
Yeah,
he
probably married a man.
He probably married a man.
Vinny, listen, if it's not cocaine and you're worried about a tissue on the table... You did cocaine before that, right?
That's funny.
That's what
or
it
you're
is.
paranoid for
and why do you
something.
hide it in your pocket? Yeah, I get it.
Someone rightly said to me, oh, he was embarrassed to have I said it's a booger tissue. He's embarrassed. He's like, he had it on the table when everyone was there before. And what you think the determining factor was the camera that made him embarrassed? But by the way, Euronews literally writes, the allegations that the leaders of France, Germany, and the UK took drugs while on a train on the way to Kyiv are part of a wider Russian disinformation campaign. That's how you know it's true. I would bet on it based on them denying it and blaming Russia.
And listen, we had guys. So we got the footage. I want to show you guys a video.
Oh, we got the extended.
We got the extended version of it, but like the real
HD. 4K.
This is HD with subtitles. You guys let me know what you guys think in the comments if they were on cocaine or not. Connor, roll it. Go see our friend Zelensky in Ukraine.
Excuse me, President Macron. What was that?
This is a flour. We're going to bake a cake later.
Why is it all over your nose?
Because I was smelling it to make sure it was the right kind. He's allergic, gluten-free, right, guys?
I love baking.
Me too.
That's the best part.
Stop hiding. This is what we use for position. Make sure 1 teaspoon. We want to be perfectionist.
Where's the bowl?
The bowl's on a train going to Ukraine with the eggs, the whisker.
President Macron, in the spirit of good journalism, I have to say, that looks exactly like cocaine.
Listen, this is not cocaine, okay? Just like my wife, Brigitte, is not a man, regardless of what Candace says. Anyway, let's take a photo, boys. Everybody say booger sugar. I mean, cheese.
I love it. It's so good.
German Chancellor, I literally thought it was the German Chancellor.
Oh my God.
You guys have, I don't want to say, we'll say his name because he doesn't want his name
It's a guy that works here.
But a guy that works here, guys, I just asked Jake, I go, because Jake was the reporter, I go, Jake, who can we find that looks like this guy?
Oh my God.
We just walked on, Jake goes, that's the guy!
Yeah, it was perfect.
And guess
it couldn't have been better.
And guess what? Never met the guy in my life.
No.
That one day.
Oh, boy,
Like, nice to meet you. You being a cocaine sketch.
and he looked at me like this. He goes, I'd love to. Just I don't want my name involved.
Yeah. We're like, good, you're in.
Yeah, you're right. All right, guys. So first story. Trump taking the jet from Qatar. So Donald Trump is defending his plans to accept a luxury Boeing 747-8 craft from Qatar's royal family, describing it a cost-saving and transparent transaction that could temporarily serve as Air Force One. Kind of weird. The jet, can you show the image? Valued between $320 million and $400 million, lacks some capabilities, and the current Air Force One planes would be retrofitted for limited presidential use and eventually transferred to President Trump's Presidential Library Foundation after his term. Guys, this is from his Truth Social. So the fact that the Defense Department is getting a gift free of charge. I had to scream because I know he was screaming.
You got to read it in Trump's voice, though. Otherwise, I don't.
So
believe
the fact that the Defense Department's getting a gift free of charge, that's right, of a 747, it's gonna hurt my throat, aircraft to replace the 40-year old Air Force One temporarily in a very public and transparent transaction, so bothers the crooked Democrats that they twist we pay top dollar for a plane. Anybody can do that. The Dems are world-class losers, MAGA. And can we play the video of Trump's response sometime? Yeah, let's just play his response. This is fine. Go ahead, Connor.
Has Qatar asked for anything in exchange for that $400 million luxury jumbo jet? And how can the American people be so sure that they will not in the future?
Well, I think what happens with the plane is that, we're very disappointed that it's taking Boeing so long to build a new Air Force One. We have an Air Force One that's 40 years old.
Jeez.
And if you take a look at that compared to the new plane of the equivalent, stature at the time, it's not even the same ballgame. You look at some of the Arab countries and the planes they have parked alongside of the United States of America plane. It's like from a different planet. And it's close to 40 years old, might be more than 40 years old now. And we, when I first came in, I signed an order to get it built. I took it over from the Obama administration. They had originally agreed. I got the price down much lower.
All right, we can stop. Okay, so wait, first of all, I didn't know that the plane that the president of the United States has been flying in, all the past couple of them,
it's a
is
problem.
over 40 years old.
What a shame.
But here's the thing, guys. We know, let's not play games. Qatar is a seesaw to accept the plane. First of all, he's not jumping on this thing tomorrow. It was gifted to the DOD. The amount of time it's going to take to go through this thing, I don't see him flying this thing at all. But I want to go around. Jake, I'm going to go to you first, and then Humberto, I'm going to come to you. Jake, what do you think? Gift to the Department of Defense. Good idea, bad idea? I want to know what your thoughts.
Oh, dude, this is a weird one for me.
Oh, good. It's weird for me, too.
Okay. Air Force One is so specific.
Yes.
It's like a one-of-one plane. It's not just like this random 40-year-old plane. It's very specific. It has very specific outfit and the
Security
technology,
features.
and they have updated all the time. I think taking a massive gift from a country that any country, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's Middle East, doesn't matter. It just seems kind of weird to me that they're so open about being like, oh, well, it's this massive, giant $400 million plane, and when I pull up to the Middle East, they embarrass me with their planes, so I have to take one of their embarrassing planes because now I will be the most non-embarrassed. Like, it's like, dude, come on.
So you don't like, and by the way, I'm on board. Anybody gifting anybody anything. This is the leader of the free world flying in something, bro. Anything goes wrong on this freaking thing. First of all, it would be end for them.
100%.
They'd be wiped out. But we would still lose a president.
Yeah, but why would we even want to take okay, if you watch videos of a president in another country, ever, if they get a food or a drink or anything, they don't drink it. They don't eat it because you're not supposed to take, if you don't know the source, you're not supposed to eat or drink anything in a foreign country as a dignitary.
Putin and Xi did the toast. They don't drink each other.
And you're not even supposed to touch Putin because merely by contact you can end someone's life.
Right, okay, so you're going to take a giant plane from a foreign government that our president is supposed to fly on and then just be like, yeah, sure.
Okay, so there are multiple angles to this. There's the ethics angle, in which case people say you can't take a gift from a foreign country because it's corruption. It means that they're investing in your... Flip side, buy it then, but then you're going to have people saying, well, now you're giving $500 million to Qatar,
XYZ,
so it's corrupt as well. So if it's the ethics argument, then it's a lose-lose. You can't take it for free and you can't pay for it. Both are corruption. In which case, you can't rely on the ethics argument to dismiss this. Security. Hypothetically, Qatar wants to end Trump. They can do it any time he visits. They don't have to do it on a plane and have some...
No, I don't think it's nefarious.
And then the flip side is, between Qatar and Democrats, who wants to see Trump end it more?
The Democrats.
The
What do you
Democrats.
mean?
So
The
keep
Democrats.
Keep him flying.
What do you mean? They already tried twice.
3 times. But no, so what? The fact that they want to keep him flying on a 35-year-old antiquated
40,
Air
it's 40.
Force. No, I looked it up. It was 35 and
35.
34 and 35. The fact that they want to keep him flying on that is more suspicious than letting him get a state-of-the-art new plane, albeit from Qatar, because Boeing, incompetent, over budget. They budgeted $3.95 billion for those 2 planes that he's supposed to get, the new Air Force ones.
Yeah, it's
and
gotta
they're
be
a
the
billion over
technology.
budget, and they're not on time.
And he got down to that number too. They tried to do 5 at first, and he's like, "No, there needs to be a 3 in front of it." But yeah, no, I was gonna say, I think we're burying the lead with outrage. Like we should be outraged at Boeing for that's supposed to be like a pillar of America, and they like create the best machines that we have. But it's been a disgrace in every regard. Like commercial planes have been flying out of the sky, catching on fire.
Boeing,
It's been tough for them.
It's been tough for 3 years.
It's been a hard
4
time
years.
for
And you know how
Boeing.
much money they get from the government too? Like 30% of their income comes from government contracts, and they can't get their shit. And they get people stuck in space too. So
good.
I want to see Tesla acquire Boeing. To be honest,
That'd be sick.
How
yeah.
dare you talk about Boeing
Oh,
like
it's a
that?
disgrace.
How dare they're not?
Disgrace.
They're a great American
They were.
company. I love you
Past
guys
tense.
because they have a tendency for violence. I love you guys. I love you guys.
You
I
mean
love
you
a
shoot?
lot.
You
They make really
suicide-
scary stuff.
Yeah,
The
you
whistleblowers.
suiciding yourself.
If you want to sponsor the show, we're available.
Yeah.
Raytheon,
Yeah.
call in.
Yeah.
We're taking. Look, I'm gonna take a weird angle here, right? If I was to meet the president, if I was to meet Trump, and I was gonna give him a gift, it will be something of great value to me, like probably very expensive, or probably like very meaningful or cultural. Like that's what they say. It's usually cultural gifts. The Qataris it's a cultural thing. They're ordering the most planes. It's almost like, ubiquitous to the Qatari culture. And now, if you put in perspective, because we're all broke compared to these people, right? If
what
you
do
put
you
it in
mean? I'm nothing.
perspective, the Al Thani family, all right, that's the Qatari family. You don't know how much money they have, but what people know they have, this might be 5 times less than they have.
Trillions?
Is $335 billion. All right.
I think it's way more than that.
So it's way more, probably like 500 billion, probably close to, it could be close
Maybe
to
a
a trillion,
trillion.
maybe a trillion. So $400 million is a drop in the bucket. If it's like I give you my truck, you know, it's not a big deal. It's an investment. It's not a big deal. He's not gonna sweat it. Like he's like, oh, what am I gonna do with not that plane? It's whatever. It's just a cheap gift. And
There's another element to it, which is that he accepted this gift in the days before his Saudi Arabia tour, where he gives a speech. There is something to be said about you can't refuse a gift from people who are trying to show you grace. Yes. And so if you, sorry, I can't take your gift. I'm above your gift. Take it back and give it to somebody else. And now I'm going to go try to do some diplomatic relations when I go to Saudi Arabia. So there might have been political considerations.
I
as
could
to
see that.
accept the gift, show respect, establish a relationship, but.
you're 100% of the like.
I'm Middle Eastern.
I grew up.
Yeah.
I grew up in Dubai. I've been to Qatar twice. And if you don't take a gift, like it's a grave
in the face.
offense.
Oh,
It's a
big
spit
time.
in the face.
But you see what he's doing here, though? He's playing them like a fiddle, where he's not going to use the freaking plane, but he knows they're going to freak out about it if he even alludes to he might use it. So he's over there striking deals while they're complaining about is he going to use a Qatar plane for Air Force One?
yeah,
of course
and,
he's
and
not.
nobody's mentioned the fact that while he was there, Howard Lutnick, a Jewish guy in Qatar, dancing his ass off because they closed they promised a $600 billion investment. And mind you guys, this $400 million plane isn't gonna be in the air. But think about the gesture, and you nailed it. It ain't putting a dent in their piggy bank, but it's a gesture of like, hey, listen, we're trying to be cool, we're trying to be peaceful. By the way, they treated Trump like he was a freaking king there. I told Jake before we started, they rolled out the red carpet, I'm sorry.
The purple, don't worry about it.
My
Purple.
bad.
Yeah.
The purple carpet's a different, it signifies like you're on their level. And then they gave him another thing, that necklace, that gift. It's ridiculous. They love it. And bro, all countries have all their evil shit. They all have their secret people. They all have their spies. They all have their everything. Trump is doing diplomacy. He's being diplomatic. He's trying to be the freaking president. And I cannot get over, guys, how many videos lately I've been seeing because of all the Biden shit. It's the most sad, depressing, what's the word I'm looking for? Embarrassing. Bro, I'm embarrassed looking at, don't get me wrong, Trump doesn't I get it. He talks off his ass sometimes.
It's a different kind of embarrassment.
But Biden was, and Biden's embarrassing as shit. Jill Biden, shame on you as a wife for not saying, this fucking poor old guy, He doesn't deserve. Bro, it was embarrassing. And he wasn't in charge. And now all the left is coming out like Jake Tapper and all these losers. Oh, what? He was losing his mind. Go F yourself. You guys all knew it. And shame on you. Hey, Jill. Dr. Jill. Shame on your ass. Because your husband should have been home the entire time and not being the president.
And you think they're more or less likely to give money to Hamas after this? Because they're the biggest funder of Hamas. So I'd say they're less likely to keep funding Hamas.
Who are you talking about?
Saudi,
Qatar.
Because
yeah,
of the relationship.
They're their biggest funder.
Vinny, camels. If you got 10 camels, it'd be absolutely useless. What are we gonna do?
I
with
can't
10
do nothing
camels?
with 10 camels.
They're
I
very
mean, I
hard
use
to-
them for my videos.
Imagine, they're very hard to bulletproof. Come
Yeah,
on,
you
can't
can't bulletproof a
even ride
camel.
them.
Yeah.
The also not to lose sight of the fact that the plane they're gifting him is still a Boeing. So I mean, it is
It's
a
still got
it's an American-made plane at least. So, but the issue is, you can't say no to a gift. It's a transparent gift. It's not like what Justin Trudeau did, which was accept gift from the Aga Khan and not disclose it. So it's a transparently, publicly disclosed gift. If you don't like it, and if you see Trump's posture vis-a-vis Qatar change radically, where he starts like doing it, then you could say, okay, he's been bought off. But the flip side is pay for it if you don't like it. Pay for it out of taxpayer dollars. Great, mission accomplished.
The other side of this, though, is I don't care if he pays for it or gets it. Like, that's not even my thing. My thing is, like, I'm thinking more about Qatar, right? They definitely read Art of the Deal. So they're playing, what do they want? They want to get catapulted into the international spotlight. Like, they want to be an emerging nation, for sure. They rallied for the World Cup. They did all kinds of stuff, and there was a lot of bad stuff going on with the World Cup. I'm a big soccer fan, where they were working their workers to literal death. Like, they have no OSHA there, so there are people falling off buildings and dying from heat stroke, all kinds of stuff. They built a whole city for the World Cup. They used it for the World Cup and then just abandoned it. There's no one that lives there anymore. It's just a huge waste of money because they have so much money that they don't know what to do with it. But you know, it's they know who they're playing to. So they're like, oh, we want influence in the United States.
Of course.
Let's roll out the purple carpet. Let's give the president a massive gift.
And the flip side is Trump's like, okay, well, they are a sponsor of terrorism. Do we want that to be the case forever? No. So how do you get rid of that?
Yeah.
Sure.
The diplomacy is good.
Oh, big time. I think it's the trip overall is a win.
Yeah, for sure. The speech yesterday was amazing. My only takeaway from this is when Democrats are telling you to stay on the antiquated Boeing 35-year-old plane for Donald Trump, it's not because they want what's best for Trump. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys. All right, good guys. Good. I like it. We're gonna move on, Connor. So if you like this clip, click right here, and if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.